with a new What's for Dinner video. Now, these meals are going to be very simple, very budget friendly. I have not had much motivation to cook in the past few weeks, so I did not have a video last week. This week is a bit of a combination of those 2 weeks worth of meals. So we're keeping it real over here. This is a realistic week for me when I don't feel like cooking. This stuff is what I'm gonna have.
First up in this super simple week, we've got chicken and salad. I love this bacon avocado ranch chopped salad kit from Aldi. I don't get them often unless they're on sale, but I had a hankering for it, so I decided to go ahead and pick one up. And I made it pretty much as is. I just added cucumber. So I like this to be fresh, and I didn't plan on eating the entire bag, so I had half of everything that I put into this container. So this salad, if you've never had it, comes with the chopped mix of lettuce and cabbage and baby carrots. And then it also comes with some cheese that is seasoned, some dried corn, which I think is part of why I love this salad so much. That dried corn is such a nice crunch in there. Then it also comes with some bacon bits, and then the avocado ranch dressing is delicious. I kind of wish they just sold that by the bottle at Aldi. They might, and I've just never noticed it. If you've ever seen bottled avocado ranch Aldi brand, let me know down in the comments so that I remember to keep an eye out for it next time at Aldi. And then I just added baby cucumber to this, again, reserving half of it to have the next day. And then, as per usual, I like my salads shaken, not stirred. So I shake up my salad and then it is ready to go into a bowl. To go along with this, I had some of my Just Bare chicken chunks and cracked open my Sweet Spicy Love Uncle Lou's sauce. If you've never seen the video where I picked this up, well, this one I got for Christmas, but if you've never seen the video where I got it the first time around, I will have that linked below. It is the same place that I get the corruption seasoning that I enjoy, and my mom got me some of it for Christmas this year. So cracked open a brand new bottle, excited to use all of that up. As the title of the sauce says, it is sweet and spicy. It is delicious. And if you haven't seen the video or heard of it, it's named by Guy Fieri from Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. So he called their sauce Sweet Spicy Love, and they renamed the sauce that way. And then I had some of the shredded rounds, the little tater tots, and I put some of the copycat potato olé seasoning on there that I had from a previous meal that I had made, and now I just keep that on hand, and that was a quick and easy dinner. Next up, rotini with meat sauce. It was sauce restock day for me. You can see in the back burner there that I have got my massive pot of sauce. But I wanted to do a meat sauce on this particular night, so I started out with some ground beef that I had thawed from my stock in the freezer, and then I seasoned it with some salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, onion powder, and garlic powder, and some crushed red chili flakes, and then stirred that around until it was done cooking. And then once my meat all was nicely browned, I drained off the grease and then added in some of my freshly cooked spaghetti sauce. I do have a video of how I make my homemade spaghetti sauce. I make it in these huge batches, like that massive pot of sauce you can see there, and then I refrigerate it so that it can get nice and cold, and then I separate it into freezer bags, lay it flat down in the freezer, and I always have homemade spaghetti sauce on hand. So just added enough of that for the amount of pasta that I planned on making. And then to go along with this, I made garlic bread out of hot dog buns because I knew that I was not going to eat 8 hot dogs this week, but I also didn't really feel like putting the hot dog buns in the freezer, so I found other uses for them. I spread butter all along both sides of the hot dog bun and then sprinkled it with some garlic powder. And then I had some of this Italian blend shredded cheese to use up, so I sprinkled that all along the top of my hot dog buns as well, and then popped it in the air fryer until the cheese was nice and melty. And then while that was going, my pasta had finished cooking, so I was able to add that in to my meat sauce. I did let that simmer together so that the flavors could meld together with the meat and the sauce before I added my pasta into it. And this was delicious, but also it fed me the entire week for lunches. And then hot dogs and cucumber salad. So I did not have a what's for dinner video last week, and I posted on my community tab, but if you didn't see it, it was because if I had a video last week, it was pretty much going to be that pasta and hot dogs back and forth for several nights. So I wanted to just take the week off. I also just really was not wanting to edit last week. I didn't want to cook, I didn't want to edit. It was not the greatest week. Nothing inherently bad happened. I just had zero motivation to do anything whatsoever. So, kept it real simple, skipped a week. So, I apologize for that, but take care of your mental health, y'all. So, cucumber salad to go along with my hot dogs. This is very simple. I make really, really simple cucumber salads a lot during the summer, and usually it's just cucumber, onion, and then whichever type of salad dressing I want. So this one had ranch in it. Sometimes I do it with Italian dressing. Sometimes I've done it with Caesar dressing, although that one's not necessarily my preferred way of doing this. Usually Italian or ranch is good. I added some seasoned salt to this as well, since I was going with the ranch variation. I thought that would complement it really nicely, and it did. And then to go along with my hot dog and cucumber salad, I was very, very excited a few weeks ago when I went to the 99-cent store where nothing is actually 99 cents anymore. I found my favorite beans, my Campbell's pork and beans, and I was just thrilled about that because I really can't find them at the normal stores in my area, but it is a summer staple for me. I love my pork and beans, so I had that a couple nights along with my hot dogs for this week. Next up is a chicken Caesar salad and mozzarella sticks. Really, all I wanted for dinner this night was the mozzarella sticks, but I figured I should not only have the mozzarella sticks for dinner. I should get a vegetable or something in there too. So I decided a chicken Caesar salad sounded really good to go along with that. I had chicken that I had thawed out of the freezer, so I pounded that out to be all even, and this I seasoned with Kinder's The Blend, which is the salt, pepper, and garlic. I seasoned both sides with that, as well as some Italian seasoning went on there. So this is a fairly standard way that I've shown that I make chicken on my channel, but I cannot tell y'all how good it is. And even though it's so simple, this chicken always makes me so happy because I have finally perfected like how to cook this simple chicken really well and keep it nice and juicy. So the way I do this, after I season both sides in a skillet, this part I don't do every single time, but I did this time add garlic right there into the pan so the oil was nice and garlicky. But I'll do either extra virgin olive oil, butter, or a combination of both. This time I just did the garlic and the olive oil. I sear both sides, so I'm not cooking the chicken all the way through this way. I'm just cooking each side for about 2 minutes or so, and then I finish it off in the air fryer. And that sear kind of seals the moisture in, and then once the temp comes up to 165, which this I had a bit of a struggle trying to get that off the fork there. But once it comes to 165 degrees internal temperature, I take it out and I let it rest for at least 5 minutes, and that helps seal in that moisture as well. And ever since I started making chicken that way, it is one of my absolute favorite things to do, especially paired with a Caesar salad. So for my salad, I've got my romaine lettuce. Sorry, I can't talk today, y'all. My romaine lettuce that I have chopped up nice and small, as well as my Ken's Caesar dressing, some Parmesan cheese, and then the last of my little crostini toasts. I just crushed up what was left in the package and used that as my croutons. And as always, shaken not stirred salads. I should start over, but I don't want to. So y'all are getting all the stumbling over the words in this video. I'm sorry. But shaken not stirred salads and then mozzarella sticks. And we're moving on. So next up, chicken corn casserole. And the chicken corn casserole I have shown on my channel before 2 different ways. So this is very similar to the last time I made it. That's why we're just gonna speed through at double time here. But essentially I start out by making a bechamel type sauce with equal amounts of butter and flour, and then adding milk into that. So this time around I did not add enough flour, though. I realized that later on and I added a little bit more flour, but the sauce just wasn't as thick as I normally would like it to be. This still tasted delicious. It just wasn't my favorite of the times that I have made this. I season it with my salt, pepper, onion powder, paprika, and then that is all that's really going into this. Now, I did go back after I mixed everything together and I did add more seasoning. Once I threw the noodles and chicken and everything in, I realized it just kind of needed a little bit extra. So I did go back afterwards and add a little bit more of all of the seasonings. I also added in some shredded cheese that I had on hand that needed to be used up. And then I had my egg noodles that I had already boiled. I rinsed them afterwards to kind of stop that initial cooking, and then added in my sauce. And then once my sauce was all mixed in, I added in my chicken. I had gotten a rotisserie chicken from Costco, and I shredded all of the meat off of it. I didn't use the entire chicken's worth of meat in this dish. I did spread that out over several meals over the course of the next week. And then this, I only had a little bit of crackers left. That's not enough for the topping, and that's all the crackers I had. So I added potato chips, and the only ones I had on hand were barbecue, and it worked out just fine. I love potato chips as a nice little crispy topper on a casserole. I remember my dad used to put like wavy potato chips crushed up on top of baked mac and cheese. So that is a great option if you are out of other things to top your casseroles with, or even if you're not. This lasted me for lunches for a full week, and it was delicious, even though it wasn't my favorite of the times that I've made it.
Thanks so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, I hope you give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below, and let me know what is your go-to meal when you don't want to spend the money on takeout and you know you need to cook something, but you don't want to. Let me know what's your go-to meal.